I got my ammunition ready to go.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Not for Debate podcast. We are live. Devore, Havoc, Quinte, G Money, and Banks of America. We have a full house this evening. Epic episode this evening, obviously. Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks recap show. Obviously, it's a special occasion. You see Banks up in here in the chat. What's going on, fellas?
Man, good game tonight. Really good game tonight.
Hell of a game. Hell of a game. Great series, Milwaukee Bucks. Before we even get started, I got to give credit to the Milwaukee Bucks. They didn't back down. I still feel, personally, that if Kyrie Irving was not injured by Giannis Antetokounmpo, yes, I said it. If he was not injured by Antetokounmpo, this series would have been over. But anyway.
Oh, Lord. Here go the excuses, right? Excuse number one.
Okay, what did I miss? What crazy thing they say? What excuse did he use?
I believe we're using the card of the excuses of Kyrie being injured is why the Bucks lost.
I think you got to look at this. Lost. I think you got to look at this kind of like the way the Golden State Toronto finals went, where at full strength, at full strength, you can't tell me the Nets don't win at full strength. But look, this is what the playoffs is about. It's a lot of times it's about the healthiest team at the end of the season got the best chances to win, and clearly Brooklyn is a three-headed monster. But this game 7, it looked like it was Kevin Durant and a bunch of dudes. So, you know what happened? Kyrie's out there in street clothes. James Harden didn't dribble through his legs once all game long.
He shot terrible too.
So it was like half a Harden basically.
From the free throw line, he was 10 for 10 from the 3-point line. From the free throw line.
Man, that dude is great at getting fouls. I'll tell you.
Man, they was working the Bucks in the first half.
Well, it's not an excuse. It's reality. It's not an excuse. I mean, Kevin Durant was literally out there by his main shooter couldn't shoot. Joe Harris been MIA all series long.
Hurry up,
man!
You must be driving in Miami right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Me personally, I'm just happy of the fact that the Brooklyn Nets are just knocked out of the playoffs. We actually get to see the Milwaukee Bucks advance to the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe end up being better competition depending on what happens tomorrow afternoon between the Atlanta Hawks and the Philadelphia 76ers. But I think, to be honest with you, if G Money could probably agree with me on this, Giannis got some of his respect back this evening against the Brooklyn Nets, especially after his comments after Game 5. You don't think so, bro? After Game 5, after he called him the best player in the game.
He shot 2 airball free throws in Game 7. What's wrong with this guy?
And he did not check him when it was 9 seconds left in the game to stop him from scoring. He still let him score. You can talk
on the offensive side of the ball, though. On the offensive side of the ball,
he did what he always does. He did what he's supposed to do. He
did that bullet ball offense, running to the basket, that spin move. That's all he's gonna do.
He did what he was supposed to do. And you know what? I'll say it like this: his teammates had way better games than everybody else on Brooklyn. Oh, you tell me?
Yes, they did.
PJ Tucker with 6 fouls.
No.
Middleton.
Look at what Drew Holiday shot for. He shot for 5 for 23 from the field.
Drew Holiday split him up in the last minute, bro.
Holiday struggled the entire night.
He only started to get it going in the fourth quarter, but it was only like for a little spark. He got 3 buckets in the fourth quarter that put the Bucks up and put them in position. But throughout most of the game, Drew Holiday was non-existent, and I was actually getting pretty pissed off. I wanted his ass to sit on the bench.
They need Drew for the defense. They need Drew for defense. Yeah. He's like Shane Battier right now. He's gonna play good defense and hit some open shots.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Chris Middleton, 9 for 26. So they were both non-existent in the first half.
Yeah.
But Middleton he's a scorer. He's not a scorer like KD, but he's a scorer. Mm-hmm. If he misses shots, it's okay. Just let him keep shooting.
Plus, he's a two-way player. You know, he plays defense.
he's gonna play defense too.
What people don't understand is Chris Middleton has one of the best jumpers in the league. When he's hot, he's hot. He's a great player. He's a really good player. Last year, Milwaukee didn't advance last year because he had a terrible series. He was just playing bad. This series, he actually helped Giannis out, which is why they're advancing. And that's just what the truth of the fact of the reality. And plus, I gotta give credit to Brook Lopez tonight. Seriously, Brook Lopez took the shot that he got from Game 6, the disrespect that he was getting from Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley. He stepped it up tonight. That block that he had on Kevin Durant in the fourth quarter was major. I don't think people realize how big of a block that was.
Sensational, yeah.
And overtime too. And the overtime block on the layup.
Right, that was big. He played big. The Bucks stepped up tonight. Listen, I'm not a person that makes excuses when someone loses. You're not going to hear me get like G Money and everybody else.
Oh my God! Come on, Banks. You be trolling your
I'm not going to be sitting here bragging about what Kevin Durant did in the entire series, only to realize.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make an excuse. He lost. But it's obvious that Kevin Durant needs help. He needs Anthony Davis or Damian.
Oh my God, he needs help. He has enough talent. He has enough talent to win. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit today. No, he lost in the second round. He lost. There's no excuses. There's no excuses for Kevin Durant. I don't want to hear that from Banks. This man, 36, playing on a bad ankle, and his best teammate is down, but you don't give him no sympathy, but you give sympathy to Kevin Durant? No, fuck that. I don't want to hear no excuses. He lost. And that's it. That's it. He lost. There's no excuses for KD. If he's the greatest player ever, if he's the greatest player in your opinion, you should be enough to beat the Bucks. You should be enough to beat the Bucks.
Are you gonna let me say it? Are you gonna let me say this?
I don't make excuses for LeBron.
I'm not. No, you did. You did.
No, he did it. That was you making up stuff. He did never say that. No, he did not. Banks, you trolling, Banks.
No,
trolling right now. You trolling.
Yeah.
No.
You trolling right now. You trolling.
Are y'all gonna let me defend my point? Am I going to be given an opportunity, or am I going to just be called out? Because what I'm telling you is facts. G Money knows, like I know, that he gives a lot of bullshit excuses when it came down to LeBron James. Yes, last episode I was trolling, but I'm talking about episodes prior and personal conversations that him and I have had personally about LeBron James. This is the same thing he said when we were talking with the 2017 NBA Finals when LeBron James didn't have enough help on the floor. The same exact excuse. Even 2 years ago when LeBron James missed the playoffs due to injury. What was the excuse, G Money? What did you say? Be honest. Be honest here. You clearly said that LeBron does not have enough help with the Lakers that had Brandon Ingram and all the rest of those young guys. Did you not say that? Yes or no?
So you're telling me Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball is better than Blake Griffin, James Harden, Jeff Green? Are you sitting? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses.
You see what it is? I can accept
the point of what I'm saying is you got to go at Kevin Durant the same way you go at LeBron. Go at Kevin the same way you go at. He lost. I don't want to hear no excuses. He didn't have He lost. If a 36-year-old man on a bad ankle can't get no sympathy, Kevin Durant can't get no sympathy.
Why would I go after Kevin Durant? Please, again, you never even answered this question. Why would I go after Kevin Durant? When did Kevin Durant average 17 fucking points a game in the series? When? Why would I go after him? When did he get swept? Why would I go after Kevin Durant?
How is that relevant right now? How's that relevant right now?
Here we go.
How is that relevant right now? I want you to say that you were wrong about the Nets beating the Bucks.
I just said that in the beginning. I was wrong.
That's all I want you to say. Just say you were wrong about the Nets beating the Bucks.
G-Money, you're not listening. At the very beginning of the podcast, for the rest of the guys that are here, did I not just credit the Milwaukee Bucks for winning this series? Did I not? Yes or no?
He did.
He gave them credit. He did give them credit.
Thank you.
But are you going to go at Kevin the way you go at LeBron?
You guys are too emotional with the LeBron.
My point of what I'm trying to say is that for some reason you don't like LeBron, and that's my whole point. Because if this was LeBron, let's say if LeBron was on the Nets and they would have lost, it would have been so many memes, so many Facebook posts. But because it's not LeBron, you're not going to go at Kevin. That's my point. You don't like LeBron. Just
can I put it real fast in Banks' defense as far as the performance that Kevin Durant put up opposed to what LeBron would have possibly put up in a game 7 like this? Because Kevin Durant had 48 points, 49 points, and was extremely efficient from the field. Yeah. I'm not so sure LeBron James would put up numbers like
LeBron
this.
James would have had a triple-double.
Nah, that's man. What's the difference? I'm just saying, like,
Quinte, you a LeBron fan too, Quinte. Just say that.
I'm gonna say this.
What's wrong with appreciating greatness?
I'm gonna say this to you, Banks. LeBron can take us to the playoffs. KD can't take us to the playoffs. That's the difference between LeBron and KD.
How can you say that?
But it's facts. It's facts. He always got to be on a stacked team to do something. LeBron been on the stacked team for 8 years. People talking shit. That's what I don't understand. Yes. That's what I don't understand.
People forget about the 7. People forget about the 7 years in Cleveland that he carried that sorry ass franchise. People forget about that. But okay.
I remember seeing Daniel Gibson as the second best player on the Cavs in the NBA Finals.
Come on, dude.
I mean, look, I'm a Miami fan, and I'm not like a bitter Miami fan. Like, I'm actually I'm appreciative that LeBron came to Miami and gave us these chips, and lifted up our franchise. But on a look in the playoffs, superstars need to be superstars. Role players need to be role players. Kevin Durant was a superstar. Giannis was a superstar. The main problem for the Brooklyn Nets tonight was that James Harden was a role player, and that's why they lost the game.
Yeah,
they role players, and then their role players weren't role players. Joe Harris is their shooter. Couldn't shoot. Couldn't even hit free throws. Meanwhile, the Bucks, they role players is basically rough and rugged defenders.
And they did what they were supposed to do. Why wasn't Jeff Green in the game? How come Jeff Green didn't play so much? Like, Jeff Green had a great game 5 and played. He didn't really play well in game 6. I thought they should have played him more in game 7. Like, I don't understand why. I think that he wasn't playing because Blake was balling. Yeah.
But you got to remember, but Jeff Green has underlying health conditions.
Yeah, he does.
Not making an excuse for it. It's just what it is.
It's fact.
It's very difficult to ask Jeff Green.
No. He has a heart. He has heart. Yeah.
He has underlying health issues. Truthfully, it's very difficult to ask him to come out there and play his hardest, knowing that he had a serious health condition. I'm not making an excuse. It's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
tonight the Milwaukee Bucks capitalized on a lot of mistakes that the Brooklyn Nets made. Brooklyn made a ton of mistakes in the end. When the Brooklyn Nets went about 2 or 3 minutes in overtime, remember when they were getting all those offensive rebounds and they could not capitalize and make a shot off that? They got like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds back to back, and they did not make a shot. I said then to my boy, they're going to lose this game because they're relying too much on KD. Joe Harris, not making an excuse, but I'm just calling a fact. Joe Harris, arguably statistically the best 3-point shooter this year. There was one year when LeBron James had J.R. Smith, but he was statistically the best.
He couldn't hit a shot.
And he couldn't make a basket. I'm not making an excuse for. I'm just using it to drive a point.
But
the thing is, what I don't want people to do is, I don't want anybody.
Well, let me just say something.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say something. The fact that Chris and Drew had a horrible game throughout the whole game, and they were still in the game, that's how I can tell that the Bucks had a chance to win. Because Chris Middleton and Drew throughout the first 3.5 quarters were just terrible. Like, the shots they were trying to hit, they contested, and then in the fourth quarter and overtime, they really stepped it up. Timely shots, just like Shaq said earlier. And I just think that overall the Bucks were a better team. I think that Brooklyn needs a big man inside that can score. Like, if they can get Porzingis, that would be good if they can.
Nope.
They need a scoring big man. I think Blake is.
You don't need nothing.
You don't think they need a scoring big man? That wouldn't help.
Brooklyn just needs to be healthy. That's all Brooklyn needs. Like, they don't need help. 3 All-NBA players in their starting lineup. They don't need more health. They just need to be healthy. That's it.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Yeah, but they're small inside. That's their issue.
It don't matter when you got Durant, Kyrie. If you got Durant, Harden, and Kyrie at close to full strength, it don't matter. It don't matter. But when you got KD at full strength, basically, Kyrie is out, and James Harden is playing like I don't like some dude. Like I'm saying, I'm just seeing James Harden dribble the ball in between his legs 500 times a game. I didn't see him do it once. So clearly he's compromised. Clearly he's out there on one leg. Do you see? And you see him play today. He's not even really trying to make shots. He's just trying to get fouls so he can get to the foul line. So, it was. I'm looking at this game like there are levels of this. KD, he did what he was supposed to do. James Harden, he did what he could do, and all the other role players from Brooklyn, outside of maybe Bruce Bowen, Bruce Brown, whatever his name is, Bruce Brown. They didn't really show up, in my opinion.
You ain't gonna give Blake no credit. 17 points for Blake.
Blake did what he was supposed to do.
Blake is supposed to play at this point of his career.
Yeah, but Blake ain't an all-star anymore.
They give you 25 a night. That's just
Blake's all-star years are gone, bro. Right. He's like a very good role player now.
Yeah, he's a role player. He's PJ Brown.
Oh my God, PJ Brown. Oh my God, I've heard that name. PJ Brown was a big rebounder though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Great role player.
Yeah, he was rebounder.
Hey, but what I'm saying is that even if Kyrie, I'm sorry, go ahead, Banks.
No, go ahead. No, you got the point. Get in.
No, I was saying that even if Kyrie and James were healthy, I still think it was going 7 because Brooklyn is still small, they still would have been small, and because Milwaukee would have, still would have played great defense. They probably most likely would have won this game 7. But I don't think that there were just a lock for the championship. They would have to go through some struggle. But yes, injuries did play a part. I still feel like they had enough to beat the Bucks. I still think they had enough to beat the Bucks.
But I'm going to call you out on one point, right? I'll call you out on one point. If I'm not mistaken, we had an episode, I want to say about 2 or 3 episodes ago on a Wednesday night, right after Brooklyn destroyed Milwaukee. And it was 2-0 in the series at that time. So we were up 2-up. We had an episode. I think it was unanimous across the board. Myself, you, and DeVore. I think we all were saying what? Series over, right or wrong?
It was I think we was all in agreement the series was over.
Credit to.
But Kyrie played Game 3 and they lost the. Oh, go ahead.
Credit to the Milwaukee Bucks. Credit to the Milwaukee Bucks. They did what they had to do. Mm-hmm. Ever since that very physical Game 3, that Game 3 series with PJ Tucker, they set the tone after that. They set the tone. We are going to get into, even if Kevin Durant goes off big, we don't care about the news headlines the next day if he goes up at 50 and they lose. We're going to drag him and beat him down physically. And that's exactly what happened. Kevin Durant still, given those circumstances, he still rose to the occasion. I'm here tonight solely to defend Kevin Durant and his game. Because I know what people are going to do. They're going to take his game and they're going to troll because the whole KD and my statements about him being better than LeBron on that case. My statement is still what it is. I still feel he's the best basketball player in the NBA. And he proved it even more to me tonight. Kente made a point that I want to talk about this really quick. Sorry, guys. I want to talk about this one really quick. Kente mentioned that LeBron gives you a triple-double and everything like that. That's all facts and all true. That's very, very true, Kente. Very good point. By the way, I love having you on the show, bro.
Hey, 1 minute, that ain't my name. It's Quinte.
It's Quinte?
Quinte, yeah.
Quinte, okay. I thought it was Kente. My bad, I'm sorry. Listen, I've been drinking a little bit earlier, too.
I know. I see you having fun.
Yeah, you got to excuse me. But Quinte,
it's okay.
He made a point. He made a point earlier about LeBron averaging triple-doubles and things like that. Yeah. I expect that from LeBron James. Since he's been in the league, the triple-double thing doesn't turn me on anymore. It just doesn't. Again, that's not taking away from his game by saying that. It's just to let you know the level of expectation that I have for LeBron is going to be just that. Kevin Durant can give you a triple-double as well. If you run the offense through him as the primary ball handler, he'll give you a triple-double as well. So don't sleep on that. That's the only point I wanted to make.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are certain situations that LeBron would pass at KD. I mean, look, KD can pull up on anybody. right? Like that's and I think when people look at this game, I don't think KD's gonna get any smoke. I think people are gonna. And once again, I go back to kind of this kind of reminds me of the Golden State Toronto Finals, where, hey, sometimes you catch the better team when they're injured, and you beat them. Like I think the Bucks and Nets are probably a lot closer talent wise than people may think. But look, the Bucks caught the Nets on one leg, and they did what they were supposed to do, which is close them out.
Yeah,
but
that's fact.
But hey, I'll say it like this: because to me, when I see James Harden play the way he was playing, that ain't James Harden. I'm saying if you have a 80% James Harden, I still take the Nets. But you know what the Bucks did what they're supposed to do, right? You see you know what I'm saying, you see the enemy, you see them wounded, you put your foot on their neck. That's what you're supposed to do.
Have it really quick. Just to interrupt you really quick. I got a question specifically for you because you gave a great assessment about speaking about the injuries and everything like that. And we can go across the board with it too if y'all want. If y'all guys decide want to. Question for you, have it specifically.
Mm-hmm.
How much of the Kyrie Irving injury do you think affected the outcome of this series? Just on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna say probably maybe a 5. I think the James Harden injury is way more impactful than the Kyrie injury.
Good.
In my opinion.
Because James controls the game. Yeah, he controls the game. He's their point guard. So yeah.
Harden is the primary ball head. Like, look, in this offense, Kyrie is basically a shooting guard. Right? He's basically a shooting guard. James Harden he sets the table for everybody on the team. You saw this game. It looked, you know what I'm saying? It looked like KD ball. Right? That's what the game was today. It was KD ball. KD get a shot. If you can't get a shot, pass one of these scrubs. Hopefully they hit the shot. That's what this game was today.
Bro, that's
what the game was.
What Banks was alluding to earlier. Oh, sorry.
I'm done.
I just have a quick point. Was what Banks was alluding to earlier? They had 3 offensive rebounds in a row and couldn't score. I think if they could have scored on that possession, even if they hit a 3, it probably would have been over for the Bucks. But they just never capitalized.
They could not make a basket. They were, and I credit to them.
But again,
I don't know. I look at a guy
sorry,
like
I got
Joe
a delay
Harris
over here. Go ahead.
I see a guy like Joe Harris with getting wide. Like literally, your one job is to hit open shots.
Yeah.
And you have wide open shots in critical moments, and you did. I mean, look, man, you didn't do what you're supposed to do. Like KD's out here, he can barely lift his arms. Joe Harris standing there, ain't a person around him. Happened in the fourth quarter, happened in overtime. Couldn't hit nothing. So it's like, hey, sometimes the moment, you know, these guys they do all this practicing to give themselves confidence more than anything else, not just build up their skills, but to give themselves confidence. So in these moments, you don't have to think about it, you just let it go. And sometimes when this is your first time at the dance, you know, it gets to you. And when I look at a lot of the
I want to talk about that. I'm sorry. I want to talk about that last possession. Kevin Durant had Drew Holiday on him. I don't like that fadeaway 3 for the win. Go to the rim. You got a smaller guy on you. Post him up. If they double team, you'll have someone open. Or you can just shoot over him. That fadeaway 3.
I
didn't like that shot. That shot was bad. Yeah, KD, the last shot.
He could have got to the line.
That was perfect. That's a KD shot. That's different.
Exactly. I was just going to say
that's a KD shot. I understand what you're saying.
No, not in that
situation. But KD can make those. That's like saying.
But if that's LeBron doing that, no, you don't want LeBron doing that.
Yeah,
want LeBron going to the hole. That's a KD
if you
shot.
Want anybody, I'll name you 4 guys really quick that you would want to see taking a fadeaway shot. You would want to see Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kevin Durant. Automatic.
That's true. That's true.
Automatic.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Automatic. That was a KD shot, like Quinte said.
Like
that's a KD shot.
Yeah, KD.
Yeah, but he airballed it.
That's not usual.
Did a KD shot? Remember,
he hit the last one.
He hit the last one and put him in overtime. Fade away.
I feel like I've seen him hit that shot 50 times. You know what I mean? Like, I'm comfortable with KD taking that shot. But I will say from just a analytical standpoint, he probably could have taken it to the hole. He would have got an automatic foul.
Right.
So Take it for what it's
worth. Or got closer and just shoot a fadeaway over Drew. He can't guard that.
But even then, I mean, the shot was in his range. That's
his range.
Look,
it was fatigue. It was fatigue, man.
A 360 turnaround three is in KD's range.
Hey, he was kind of tired, G Money, because
but I'm gonna say this:
defensive sequences back to back, and then them checking him full court press from the jump. He was tired.
I've never seen a player get so many excuses. So many excuses than Kevin Durant, but go ahead.
I'm gonna say this real quick.
Dude, Strapz' arms fell off. You getting them excuses? Come on, bro. He was the only thing cooking on that team, bro.
Stop. I'm gonna say this. Don't compare LeBron and him and Durant as together. LeBron is for the fourth quarter in overtime. Durant is for the fourth quarter. He's made for the fourth quarter to close the game. You understand what I'm saying? He's a skinny basketball player. He's not meant to go past to overtime. If he gives you something over and overtime, that's a plus. But he's going to give you 50 points. Durant can give you 50, 60 points a night if you want to.
Yeah.
Don't compare him and LeBron. It's two different players, bro.
Thank you.
He's not – LeBron ain't on his level, and he's not on LeBron's level.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. But also, I mean, I think it goes to say – Brooklyn was playing some real casual ass defense come the fourth quarter or so. Like I don't know if y'all saw James Harden on some of them defensive rotations, bro. That was a joke.
I don't understand why they didn't go at him throughout the whole game. It's like they was trying to avoid James Harden through the whole game.
It is because like James Harden in the post is like kind of a crafty defender in the post. Yeah. He's got a lot of body to work with. Yeah. But when it comes to them defensive rotations, man, he's real casual when it comes to them switches, bro. And I seen him get burned a couple of times on that. But then you see a guy like Bruce Brown, he running all over the place. And
getting rebounds and all that, yeah.
Yeah, so they were playing some real casual defense come the fourth quarter. But, I mean, I get it. They were fatigued. I get it.
So is it possible we could touch on Giannis in the Milwaukee Bucks, especially Giannis and his legacy?
Oh, yes.
Going into the conference finals.
It's still tarnished in my book. I don't care if you
didn't. Again, I'm gonna ask this question again. Like he ain't get a little bit of respect back based off of his performance tonight.
He did what Giannis does.
If he didn't airball those two free throws,
yeah.
Okay. That was in the first half.
No, it happened in the second half too.
Second half too. He missed one. He had one airball in the second half.
Bro, he's a professional basketball player. He should not be airballing free throws.
But what was he?
And it takes him 15 seconds to airball.
Yes.
That's another thing. He thinks too hard about the free throw before he shoots. Just look and shoot. Like I don't understand why you gotta materialize.
Wait, but after that airball, he went 7 for 9. He went 7 for 9 after that airball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care, man.
Come on, man! Like, give him a man some credit. 40 points.
Listen,
he need to.
Let me say something. I'm sorry. Let me just say something. I think that he needed a signature moment, and knocking out Kevin Durant, who's always been either number 1 or number 2 in the league. I think that was his signature moment. And I told y'all since the All-Star game when he went 15 or 16 for 16 that he's making a change. He's trying.
I don't want to
hear a couple threes. He got a little jump shot.
I don't want to hear that. Now,
he's in the Eastern Conference Finals. What do you mean?
I'm gonna get on you about that now.
I'm better as a player. He got better as a player
because he was shooting the basketball.
I said
that was about to be the reason why they was about to get bounced out the playoffs. Mentally, I don't think there was anything mental he needed to change. He just needed to stay within his game. Giannis. We're talking about Giannis.
Giannis. Remember my whole point is that since the All-Star game, he started to play better mentally, and his game got better. And then the Bucks also played better. So that has a lot to do with why they beat the Nets this season.
I think something's very interesting to note.
This same Bucks team last year would have been swept.
That Brooklyn crowd, they were getting after him on the free throw line, and he looked a little shook a few times. He looked a little shook a few times, like. I'm just saying because they were counting it down when he was on the free throw line, and look, man, I don't know if I've ever seen a league MVP. I don't think I've ever seen Shaq as bad a free throw shooter as he was. I don't think I've ever seen Shaq just straight up airball.
Really quick question for you guys. Really quick question across the board.
Yeah.
Who's the best basketball player left in the finals right now, or in the playoffs?
Embiid.
Hell no, I don't want to hear that. It's Giannis. What are you talking about?
Embiid.
If Kawhi was healthy, it would have been Kawhi, but Kawhi is not healthy, so it's Giannis.
Paul George.
No.
Embiid.
So nobody wants to admit that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player left in the playoffs right now.
I said that he's the best player.
I'd have to give the edge to Embiid personally, but Giannis is a fine choice too.
I say Paul George.
I don't want to put that because of my love for Paul George. I don't want to put that amount of expectation on him because I don't want him to actually watch.
I know because he might mess up.
Right, yeah. I don't want him to actually see it or something. He'd be like, "Oh shit, the knife of the baby really want me to ball out."
Yeah.
Hold on. By the way, can we give a shout out to the Clippers and Terrence Mann? Did y'all not see that game last night? Terrence Mann went off. The Clippers came back.
He played amazing. A role player. He's a role player that played his role perfectly. Right. He had almost wide open threes all game long, and he hit all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then when he had to go to the hole, it opened up for him. So he basically played the perfect role player game and got 39 points. So hey, you need a Terrence Mann to bail. That's the Terrence Mann bailout package,
But this is the playoffs. Is where the playoffs is ultimately where names are made.
Yeah.
Terrence Mann made a name for himself off that last game.
He got a contract off that game alone.
History just off that game, and hopefully it carries over to the next series, especially if Kawhi is still going to be out. Because I'm hearing so many different stories about Kawhi's injury. I don't know if it's an ACL, he's going to play, or I don't know what I'm hearing. It's a whole lot of different stories being said. They're saying that there's a chance that he may come back this series and still play, even with the potential ACL injury. I don't know.
I got a question for the panel. I know we've been getting on Philly for sucking and losing that game 5. Any credit for them winning game 6 last night or no?
No, none.
The series should have been over.
Philly should have won the series over. Yeah,
series should have been over. No. And I got Bucks.
Philly and 7, right?
No, Bucks and 6.
No. I'm saying Philly over Atlanta in 7. Philly gonna win game 7?
No, I don't know.
Wait, honestly, I thought that series is over with.
Nah, game 7.
No, it's game 7 tomorrow.
That's right.
Here's really the deciding factor: which Ben Simmons is going to show up. Simmons is going to show up because they're really riding on. We got two super. No, you have one superstar. You have one superstar, and you got two.
But Seth Curry also is playing great too. Give credit to him.
You can't ask Seth Curry. You can't ask Seth Curry to give you 39 every night.
Nah, and Tobias got to step up too. That's the other thing.
Right, that was my point. Tobias.
They got some. Listen, I'm not here calling anybody frauds, but they got some guys making max money that ain't max players on Philly.
Right.
Like Ben Simmons is starting to look like an overhyped Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. That's who he is. He's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist with the big ability.
Comparing him to LeBron.
He's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist with handles.
That's a good. But you know what, Quinte? So you know your stuff too. I can tell. A lot of people compare Ben Simmons to LeBron James. LeBron earlier.
No. When he first came to the league, he was similar because he can slash, he can play defense, he can control the offense, be the facilitator. He's good at that. But at the end of the day, he cannot shoot.
Nope.
He's scared to take it to the hole.
Right. He doesn't want to shoot free throws.
Yes. He don't want to shoot free throws. AKA LeBron James.
He has to get over that. He's
in year 5. That's his game.
It's too much. It's too much excuses. If Philly doesn't get to the finals, trade Ben Simmons. Listen, let me tell you something. Damian Lillard is a hot commodity. If you're Philly, trade Ben for Dame. I would trade him.
Oh, bro, you got to trade a lot more than Ben to get Dame. You have to throw in.
You know what? To be fair, to be very fair with you, in terms of trade value, Ben Simmons' trade value is ridiculously high. Like, it's a lot of teams that are high on Ben Simmons, very high. Because it's the thing with Ben Simmons is the fact that we're probably being a little bit too critical right now because he's been in the league for 5 years, but Ben Simmons is extremely young. He still has the opportunity for his game to grow. Teams would jump on Ben Simmons if that opportunity became available.
You gotta look at him and Adebayo about the same age. Adebayo 22. I think he like 24.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. It's interesting. Playmaking ability, defense, athleticism,
elite defense.
That's why I wanted him to get traded to Miami, so Spoelstra could put his hands on.
I'll say this. I'll just say this though.
I don't want Ben. I'm good. I don't want Ben.
I want Ben. He will fit our team perfectly. I'm telling you, G. I'm telling you.
Elite defending, elite playmaking, and athleticism don't equal a superstar. That equals a starter.
Facts.
That's not a superstar.
Yeah, we ain't got no shot.
I agree. But like I said, there's a lot of players who have made millions of dollars off potential alone. And Ben Simmons is going to be one of those players.
I agree.
They're going to pay him only because of potential. And because again, when Ben Simmons is actually on and he's playing aggressive, look out. It's really disgusting how good he looks when he does get aggressive. It's disgusting. He plays fantastic.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he doesn't even he's a low turnover guy too. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot either. He can
That's why I say he's perfect for the Heat, man. He's perfect for the Heat.
He's great.
Supposed to put that magic on him. Supposed to put that sprinkle that magic on him.
Another Miami Heat player that can't shoot.
And another guy that was like that too, and that turned his game around too, slowly but surely, was Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz is under the same microscope.
Yeah.
All I know is if your jumper is a little bit off, don't go to Philly.
But I'm gonna say this: Philly doesn't know how to.
Their player development is
the player development is not very good. Cause look at Embiid. Embiid been hurt every year. That means it's a physical thing. That means their trainers suck. But he gets the same energy every year. Come on now, dude.
Embiid came into the league hurt.
But that means he sat out for a whole year.
I think it's more. I think it's more of him than the 76ers. I think I don't know. He just his body is not strong enough.
I think it's something else, man.
I don't know. I think when Embiid is going, he is a top 5 player easy. But man, when you need every Batman needs a Robin, and Ben Simmons is not Embiid's Robin. Realistically, Tobias Harris should be the Robin to Embiid.
No, I don't want to hear that. Tobias Harris has been terrible.
Tobias Harris gets paid $30 million. He needs to be Robin.
I hear you. But he's not. He's not. Seth Curry right now is the Robin. Have y'all not watched Seth Curry playing?
But you don't know what he's going to give you from game to game. That's the thing with Seth Curry.
He's a role player.
Yes.
He's a role player.
He's been consistent so far.
Real quick question for the panel again.
Yeah.
Who wins this series tomorrow?
Atlanta.
76ers.
I'm going to say.
Wait, DeVore, you backtrack.
Man. I did. You're right. I did. But after what I saw, I'm taking the 76ers.
The 76ers should win, but I wouldn't if Atlanta wins.
You asked the panel. I'm allowed to change my pick.
How?
You asked the panel. Okay. How about this?
Wait, can I make my pick?
Okay, go ahead and make your pick. Then I'm gonna make my point. But go ahead, G buddy.
I think that Atlanta's a year away. I don't think they're ready for that spotlight yet. Although they played well. Plus Bogdanovich got hurt, so we don't know if he's going to be healthy. 76ers, yeah. But that doesn't mean that they'll beat Milwaukee. They just will beat Atlanta. They have enough to beat the Hawks, but that's it.
Okay. So the Atlanta Hawks barely won with Tobias Harris not playing well. So if we can get, let's say, 20 points out of Tobias Harris tomorrow, and then magically Seth Curry gives us another 20, it's a clear walk away for the 76ers.
I'm going to stick with my pick.
I don't know about clear.
I don't know.
It's clear. It's
may
clear.
not. Hey, Trey Young could show up and drop a 50 piece. No problem.
Yes,
no problem.
Believe it or not, prepare yourself.
Wait, Banks, you picked the 76ers or the Hawks?
I picked 76ers. Remember, we were talking about that at the beginning of the I picked the 76ers all day.
Okay.
Like I remember because Trey Young and Luka got traded for each other. People, I saw an article, people trying to figure out who won the trade. Sometimes both teams win the trade. I think Atlanta, they got, Trey Young clearly is that guy. And so is Luka.
Now, Luka's better. I think Luka the better player.
Clearly. But you see the lane where Trey Young could be a guy, like one of your main guys on the team that can win a championship. You see the lane that he's operating in right now. He's Steph Curry light. That's who he is. He's Steph Curry light.
Steph Curry light.
So, yeah, he's
the receding hairline.
He's an even lighter Steph Curry.
I call him Allen Iverson with a better jumper, right? Not he's a better shooter. He's Allen Iverson, in my opinion. That's my
because Allen Iverson played defense. Yeah. Trey Young don't play a lick of defense.
Trey plays some defense, some bare minimum.
No, he does not.
Yeah, he plays some Matador defense.
Yeah, he plays that Olay,
That James Harden.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I got a question for the panel.
What's up? Oh, he go. My man. He said, I got a question for the panel. Had this big ass smile on his face and just left.
That's those LeBron fans for you, man.
Oh, hey, calm down.
Hey, man, you should be over the LeBron thing right now. He spurred y'all, man.
Hey, listen, I got a question. I got a question. Hold on. The Suns and the Clippers play game 1. So no Chris Paul, no Kawhi Leonard. Who, for the foreseeable future, who wins that series?
Suns have no chance without Chris Paul.
Clippers.
I don't know.
That's easy. Man, the Suns have no chance without Chris Paul.
On Devin Booker name.
I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. No. They have enough on the team. Don't forget they have Ayton. They have the center.
Mm-hmm. And That's it. Just Ayton and Devin Booker. That's it.
I'm gonna say this to you. You got Chris Paul, Mr. Instagram Thotty himself. That's what he's thinking about right now. What pussy he gonna get in the game? You don't know which purse you're gonna get, so I don't know. That's a toss up to me. Because the person who they run the offense through is hurt. Both teams. So
well, you meant Paul George then?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about they run the offense really through Kawhi. He's a facilitator of the offense.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I think just based on it's one of these things where without Chris Paul, who is the OG on the Suns that's going to get them through the tough moments?
Devin Booker.
Nobody.
Okay, Devin Booker's not an OG yet.
He's not OG. And he like 23 years old, 24 or something.
Nobody.
He earned that against the Lakers and the Nuggets.
But that's with Chris Paul on the floor.
He earned that. No, it wasn't just Chris Paul. No, don't take.
I didn't say it was all Chris Paul. I said because Chris Paul was on the floor though.
Chris Paul was playing all NBA this season.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hands down.
To me, he should have won the MVP.
No.
Me personally.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He's not the MVP, but he had a really great season.
Yes, he was MVP.
No, he wasn't.
They wouldn't have made it. They would. I'm gonna say this too. If it wasn't Chris Paul, the Phoenix Suns would be sitting home.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be in the playoffs at all. This is my personal opinion, and they would have traded Devin Booker already.
In my opinion, Chris Paul shit is all NBA first team, but I wouldn't say he is MVP of the league. But
I think he is. I feel
you can make the case for it though. Because the Suns were the Suns, and then he showed up, and all of a sudden the Suns are the number 1 team in the West.
Yeah.
So hey, a lot of. I mean, I say there is credence to your argument because the Suns are almost the same exact team they were last season. Yes. The only addition really was Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. That's it.
So you have a case, but him not being out. Listen, Ayton's good. Ayton's really good. Devin Booker is already here.
Yeah,
man, that's a lot of youth against a NBA Finals MVP in Kawhi Leonard. That's a lot of youth. So, hey, we'll see, man. But I will also say this: I think 76ers will win. But I will also say, I know he's a championship coach, and you can never say anything bad about a coach that has won a championship. Doc Rivers is horrible. He's not a good coach. He's not a good coach.
He's not. I'm sorry. Because
he's horrible.
It's moments in the game he should have called a timeout and substitute a couple.
You know what? I think he's one of those guys where he starts the game off screaming. So by the time he gets to the fourth quarter, it don't mean nothing anymore. Like he starts the game hoarse. So by the time he gets to the fourth quarter, you don't even know what he'd be saying half the time. So
I told the guys to run a zone, and I don't know what happened.
You sound like Duke Nukem right now, man.
I said I was going to say, like, if the Milwaukee Bucks ended up losing this series tonight, I would have said Mike Budenholzer should have been fired. He shouldn't have been let on the plane, to be honest.
Nah, I don't think so. I feel as though if they lost, it was a players thing. It wasn't the coaching because he coached his ass off in the game. You can tell by his substitutions. I'm telling you, it's the substitutions and everything, bro. He countered them every time. The only thing I didn't like when Giannis bitch ass didn't check what you call it.
And you know what?
In regularization,
as a superstar in this league, as a superstar, as a league MVP, Giannis should go up to his coach and say, "I'm checking KD." That's what he should do. You league MVP. You have the agency to go up to your coach and say, "Hey, I'm checking him. I'm checking him." That's because I've heard stories Kobe Bryant doing that. I've heard stories of Michael Jordan doing that. You the league MVP. You have the agency to go up to your coach and say, "Hey, I'm on him." Giannis considers himself basically defensive player of the year if Rudy Gobert wasn't around. Giannis considers himself the defensive player of the year.
We're not even going to talk about Rudy Gobert today. Please, God, no.
Yeah, no, he
got exposed last night.
He is a great regular season defensive player.
Yeah, he got exposed. There's a lot of players that even disagree with him being a defensive player of the year again. There's a lot of players mad about that.
He's a good regular season defensive player of the year. I don't know about this playoff Rudy Gobert, but
should have went to Ben Simmons. We are approaching the 50-minute mark. So any final thoughts before we end up closing this thing out?
Ooh, man. Good game. I mean, regardless what side you're rooting for, it was a good game. It was entertaining.
I'll say it was a phenomenal game.
I just want to say that, go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, look forward to seeing more. I know the NBA league office isn't necessarily jonesing for an Atlanta-Milwaukee Bucks Eastern Conference Finals, but hey, weirder things have happened. I've seen the Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs in the finals, but when I say I saw it, I mean I didn't see it because that was the worst NBA Finals in recorded history.
Remember the Detroit Pistons and the Spurs? Boring.
Oh my gosh, no, I don't, because I did not watch that.
They're boring.
I'm not watching 5 games of 70 to 68.
Yeah, it was boring.
Hey, that's good basketball, man.
Yeah, that's what the old heads say. That's all I got to say, though.
What are you talking about? That series was amazing. That game 7 with Detroit and the Spurs was great. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. As far as my final thoughts, I've never seen an athlete get so much. Listen, I hear you. I've never seen an athlete get so much. It's like they baby Kevin Durant. He does nothing wrong. There's always excuses. This is crazy. But big up to the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that this is Giannis's time to win the championship. So I hope that they can go all the way. That's it.
They ain't gonna win no championship.
If they get to the finals, I think they can win the championship.
The rate everyone's getting injured, you never know.
Yeah, you're right. It could be just like the Toronto.
The Toronto championship where you just catch them when they're already down.
What you got for me, Banks?
Now, we'll let Quinte go first.
I'm gonna second what G Money said. Poo poo on LeBron and a baby nappy head with all the love, and that's why I don't understand. They're two different. I think they play the same position, supposedly, but they're two different players. That's just my opinion. That's it. I still don't give Giannis no credit for winning.
Come on! Stop it!
I can't. He didn't step up he had moments in the game. He should have ended the game.
The man scored 40 points.
I don't care. No 40 points. He should have stopped him from scoring to make it go into overtime. If he stopped him right there, yes, I would give him some respect because he stopped the second best player in the league from scoring the basket to make it go to the overtime. That's just my opinion. But hey, I'm just a man that lives in Broward County, Florida.
I hear you.
You in Broward?
Yeah.
We got to link up.
954. You know the vibe.
Man.
Yeah, you got to link up.
I'm about to open up my Father's Day gifts. I think I started following you on Not For Debate podcast on Facebook.
You did. I did get another guy. So yeah, I'll send you a direct friend request from my actual page.
Oh, okay.
So we can link up and chill sometime.
Yeah, but I'm about to open up my Father's Day gifts. I think that's one.
Absolutely.
Congrats, brother.
Yeah.
I'm looking for my Father's Day gifts. But Banks, go ahead, do your thing, man.
I'm actually wearing one of my Father's Day gifts, man. A lady friend in my life right now, very, very valuable, special to me right now in my life. Bought me this really nice necklace.
That's cool. A picture of your family and your kids.
Yeah,
that's
man,
cool.
Yeah,
man. That's real dope, man. I don't care how much it costs. I'm gonna wear it because it's a beautiful gift, and I thank her very much for what she did. And plus, she bought me a few other gifts. I got my own little personalized, glass here for me to get my drink on and all that stuff, everything. But that's besides the point. Great episode, man. I thank you guys for holding it down every Saturday, man. I really haven't been able to come onto the show. I got so many other things going on too, but I thank y'all. Quinte, you've been a big asset to the team as well. Your input, you've done a really good job. So for me to you, thank you, bro. You've done a good job. Good job. You guys doing a good job. G Money, good job. Of course, DeVore, you already know a good job too. Thank you guys for supporting the hustle and the dream. You know what I mean? But about the series, great series overall. Credit again. Congratulations. I want to make sure this is noted because people just tend to forget when I say things for some reason. But make sure it's notated here that I did congratulate the Milwaukee Bucks. I didn't walk off the floor while the game was still going on and all this other stuff and everything like that. I stayed and I endured all my trolling and I accepted it as a man. I didn't make an excuse about anything. Kevin Durant is the best basketball player in the league, in my personal opinion. He proved it.
Second best.
That's okay. That's why you and I gonna link up sometime. We're gonna talk about that. I got a good way of influencing people one on one when I'm in front of them. You know,
I don't know, get influenced that hard.
Listen, look, hit this, you'll feel a lot better. But anyway, but yeah, man. But overall, great series, man. Great series. All the players did the best they can possibly do given the circumstances. Even James Harden tried his best to make it work. Credit to those guys who've been coming out there playing their heart out, even with injuries. This is sports, bro. This is what we love. We grew up loving these games, this sport, football and basketball. It was a great thing for us, for the culture. But at the end of the day, it don't matter what either one of us think. The first and second best player in the league, no matter where you put them at, they both sitting at home right now. End of discussion.
You're right about that.
Yep.
Excellent way of putting that.
Hey, happy Father's Day to each one of you fellas. Anybody in here that's a dad or an extension of a father, happy Father's Day to all of our loyal listeners, our dads out there. We appreciate that. I'm sorry I wasn't able to present any giveaways or anything like that. But I'm gonna start dropping some stuff here for the channel in terms of giveaways and all that stuff too. But happy Father's Day to you boys. Y'all have a good day tomorrow. Enjoy yourself in peace and be safe because it's a crazy world out here, man. I had a guy in a shout out to I can't remember the actual high school name, but one of my best friends, we had a reunion. He's down here for the weekend. But one of his football players actually committed suicide today. We got the news while we were out hanging out. So to the young man. I don't have his name or anything like that. Out of respect for the family, I'm not going to say his name. But one of the young guys, 16-year-old football player out of the state of Arizona, had a lot of a bright future on his shoulder. And unfortunately, he took his life today. So it goes to show you, I really get emotional even talking about it because it's a really sad situation, man. We have to take our mental health a lot more serious. We have to have these conversations as men. We got to get into these kids' lives and talk to these kids and show them that, you are valuable at the end of the day, man. So condolences to that family because I know that, people watch the podcast, especially my brother. Sorry for your loss, bro. It's terrible.
But I'm gonna say that that's a true thing because I remember when I was growing up, you go to the park, old dudes would sit there and talk to you. And teach you how to shoot basketball, or if you want to play soccer or play baseball, they'll teach you how to do something. That don't do this what I do, young man. They out there selling dope or whatever. They say don't do what I do. You go $5, go to the corner store. But now it's like it's not the same. It's not the same, bro. It's just not the same.
OGs are trying to be like the young boys. That's the problem.
Yeah, man. That's all I understand.
I'm really devastated at that news. I didn't even know the kid. I just know that I looked at some of his footage from my boy today. I saw his highlights. The kid was, he seemed to be a special kid, and unfortunately, he's not here anymore. He killed himself. And he's 16 years old, man. He's just a kid, and
that's a kid, baby.
He's a baby. So I know we get on here and we talk a lot of crap and whatever, man. Even credit to all these guys we've been coming out there and dealing with that pressure, man. Like. Even these athletes, man, it's hard on these athletes, bro. Like, it's hard. Like, I understand why they go off sometimes. It's just like, yo, fuck these people. I understand why Kyrie doesn't want to talk. I understand why Osaka doesn't want to do the Wimbledon or anything right now. I understand it now. I get it. Mental health is serious. Get your mental health checked out. It's important, especially black men. Take it serious. It's not a joke.
Yeah. Well said, brother. Well said.
I'm sorry it got real serious right there, man, but
I don't even think, to be honest with you, I can't even top what you just said, to be honest. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it with the closure option. You can listen to us this Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We're looking forward to the Atlanta Hawks and the 76ers series to wrap up tomorrow evening. But on that note, happy Father's Day to everybody. This is the Not for Debate podcast. We up out of here, man.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, boys.
Peace.